So what is up, my people? So we are about to get into this new version of this streaming because I love when the internet is much better currently. So hope the output would be also nice too. Let's see. Currently, so hope the output would be also nice too. Let's see. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just looking at currently, my so എന്താ പറയാ to be honest, I got nothing to talk right now, but I'm just getting in because I need to talk something. എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ പറയണ്ട അങ്ങനെയല്ല. I just started streaming because consistency ഒന്ന് maintain ചെയ്തിട്ട് work ചെയ്യുന്ന. So what I thought was I need to bring all this consistency together and keep streaming so that I won't make a break on it and I can prove the theory like consistency breaks everything. I will not never keep stopping and just keep coming up. This camera is good. I need to turn this shit. Shit. How about right now? Damn, it looks more interesting. Uh, so what I need to talk is nothing but just masculinity and the different concepts of masculinity. I need to because masculinity is a major important thing that a person actually needs to understand the different levels of masculinity. Like he can actually go to the furthest distance as well as he can come so close to masculinity. But when he understands it, you literally balance it with feminine side and the masculine side. And for a man, he will literally boost his masculine side a bit, then depreciate his feminine side a bit, so that he can actually that would be a perfect balance for man. And when in the case of woman, it is vice versa. And the important part that there are different type of masculinity that you can actually add on to because there are specifically toxic type that we see usually that we see most in social medias. We see a lot of toxic masculinity types and what are the perfect masculinity type is where it doesn't matter what his character is, but when he learns to integrate his shadow side with his personal side, like his positive side and negative side, when he actually tries to integrate it, like he actually talks about his negativities, his characteristics, his problems, like the egoistic things, and he talks about it, and he have that some form of negative traits in him, also good traits in him, so that he's balancing both positives and negativity. That is exactly where the masculine side comes. And masculinity means he needs to take the actions toward what he is. Because if he needs to understand how the action must be taken before, because according to the Kabbalah and such type of things, what they represent the masculinity and femininity is as masculinity as action and femininity as thoughts, which means the masculinity is the fire and femininity is the water. A masculinity would take the decisions, would take the actions, would get into fight, violence, physical attack. Everything comes under the masculinity. And in the case of femininity, it all comes to the mental state, logical state, thought, mind, calculations, or the you seeing a future, you writing a poem, you talking creatively to yourself. It is all the feminine side of yourself. So according to the book Kabbalah, it actually defines that there needs to be an extreme polarity to everything. Even you take anything, the material hard to soft, you dig hard and soft. Really hard, really soft. Really soft is when you see an ugly bitch, 1 out of 10, and she's literally trying to seduce you. You lose your shit. And it, there needs to be an existence of two polarities. There need to be two sides of positive and negative must exist. So coming on to the point, masculinity would be a man needs to understand his masculine side as well as the feminine side, that he must take action as well as he wanted to sit silent in a room. No noise, nothing, no background noise, just this fucking fan. This noise is actually disturbing me. But if I turn that off, my voice is gonna get so loud, people are gonna hear. It's 4 a.m. right now. So when I speak so loudly, they hear my fucking voice, the secrets that I'm keeping for myself, and people would start thinking like he's a fucking a CEO. I know that much better than I do. But that is a truth that I can never hide onto anything. I never wanted to suppress this. There needs to be a source which I can actually express it. If I was a poet, I'd be sitting here writing poem. I would be completely talking a lot of things to myself. I will be in silence. But when this is a modern era and streaming, all this type of shit is at its fucking peak, I can sit like this, then I don't need to sit silence and talk to myself, but I can talk to the camera, which is also a prime modern example of a modern poet, right? Or a modern philosopher. I will include a lot of creative words so that I can also be called as a fucking poet. No, there needs to be a fire. There needs to be a storm within my heart. The heart needs to be clenched under the sand and pounded against the water and thrashed against the stones. It gets sharp, it gets strong, and let the blood come out of its heart. And I'll see it. My tears would never keep running. It sees a never ending dry land of desert. See, that's how the creativity comes in. But if I got a cigarette, the mood is fucking different. So talking about the psychology and these stuffs, it's really a huge topic that I really wanted to get into. But one problem is that when I'm sitting on myself without, I'm just going live just few minutes before, but moments before that, every day, I would be staying up. I will start thinking to myself all the thoughts that comes into my mind. I'll just keep thinking that all the time. I'll just sit there and speak to myself. What are my thoughts? What it is supposed to be? I I will bring up with a lot of ideologies, solutions. But when I come into the camera, it's so hard for me to convey because I would be sitting and thinking like, it is so fucking hard to convey everything to these people within a few limited amount of time. So that is why the consistency is literally important and more important than anything. When I am consistent, you will understand my thought pattern, what I'm trying to connect. If I'm giving you only just a one single light and showing you a object, you'll only see that object. But when there are different lights I'm throwing you consistently every day, you're coming up to this dark room, I will be throwing all the light. Every day light increases. Now it's not the one object that you see, it's a multiple objects. Maybe you would see a golden Chinese dragon sitting in front of that would mesmerize your thoughts. So that is a major important thing, consistency. Only through the consistency is where you can actually find the monkey statue made out of clay and the golden Chinese dragon made out of pure copper, which attracts all the positive energies. It's interesting that it's everyone needs to get into this concept because when I say copper, most of the people, some people would understand when I said copper, but most of the people would be, why he's choosing copper. If people understood it, the people who have understood it would definitely know which way I am going. I'll talk. The female psychologies are also the. It's to understand that thing. I am not a perfect female psychologist who can actually date on any woman. I'm a kind of a. I understand the female psychology, or I would never give upon myself. I'll be fucking staying strong over them. That is my psychology, to never let them overtake me. That is my ego, that is my shadow side. My shadow, my dark side. When you say that, what's your negativity? My negativity is always to never force myself down against anything. And I always want to be unique one. I always wanted to stand out of whatever it is. That would be the reason I came into these kinds of field. Because these fields are some literally good field that most people haven't actually gone deeper into it, and whoever has traveled deep into it, they would have their own solutions for that. Still, it's very interesting actually. Intuitive psychology, bro. Brother. The intuitive psychology definitely actually have that source of finding the depthness of yourself. You know that consciousness. We are in a generation where we have the ability to actually question our own thinking pattern. We have the ability to question our own thinking pattern. We would be the generation where we would be consciously, highly intuitive that can look deeper into oneself. When you look at the previous generation, what they would do is they are so much socially structured, socially clustered, mostly focused on the social being. You could see they would pray to God. They would literally come up with a lot of cultures, a lot of traditional things that they need to follow. But they won't look deep within themselves. They can actually define an individual by seeking themselves. They won't even question their own thoughts. But when it comes to the modern generation, we are mostly highly developed more than anything, that we understand. Most of the people, even though it's a fake reality, what we see in reels and social media, that we know that we are in a matrix, and when these reels get so viral and just people started to see that, which literally means people have started to accept these kinds of ideologies. So people start to accept to see themselves in a wider perspective. They understand that I'm doing a 9 to 5 job. Yes, it's a something that we don't need to do. 9 to 5 job. Who wants 9 to 5 job? 9 to 5 jobs are for gays. That's what we say. So what happens is we have developed a consciousness to look what we are actually doing, what we used to do. Look at the previous generation, the industrialization, revolution, all these things happen. People would be actually focused on these type of 9 to 5 jobs and they wouldn't even understand they are in the matrix. You get what I'm saying? They don't understand they are in the matrix, but they're so socially connected, socially structured world, following a traditional values, following the specific type of cultures. But when the moon is so closer to the earth, they still won't understand that is some messages that we actually want to decode. They put all their trust onto God, but to never seek God within themselves. And Jesus Christ and talking about Jesus, must confidently tell you that I am a follower of Christ, but I'm not a follower of a Christianity, Latin Catholic, or the other different types of things that I ain't interested. It never makes me, it doesn't give me that vibe of authenticity. This is the question that you are having uh, two choices. You either follow the commandments of the Jesus, or you just follow the Bible. Just follow the Holy Bible, everything word by word. Just follow it. What would you do? You can only choose one thing. Would you choose Jesus' commandments or and his words over the entire Holy Bible? If you're choosing the entire Holy Bible, those people can definitely get the fuck out of my stream if they are watching because I don't need such kind of stupid people. But if you are someone who is following the Jesus Christ commandments, why do you need a Holy Bible? You could only just follow the Jesus Christ commandment to live a righteous life, to get saved. So that, so what you need to do is just that, just follow the Jesus commandments. So where I can find that Jesus commandments, bro. Where is it? Where I can find that? Matthew 5, Matthew 6, Matthew 7. 5, 6, 7, Matthew 5, 6, 7, the Sermon of the Mount. That is where Jesus exactly tells you on how to live. That is a true law, bro. Talking, yeah, that is a true law. Other laws, the other human-made laws are not even efficient, but like it do have some great flaws. It do have some great problems, technical failures, logical failures in the laws. But when it comes into the laws of Jesus Christ, of what how He have told you to live, it's true. Have that essence. The juice is thick and rich. What would you choose? What does Jesus say? Love your neighbor as yourself. Humans have created a lot of laws because people don't love each other. That is a solution of all. What if the people started to love each other, loving their neighbor, but never losing your value as a masculine person? It's a lot of complicated things that you need to unlock in your psychology, but I'm just talking in the sense of the Holy Bible and stuff. Once you start to learn about loving your neighbor, this is just one commandment that Jesus says. And once you follow that, you will see how different this world would be. You don't need no human made laws to live in this world. It's so easy as it's so true as that you only need love. You only need love. Getting what I'm saying? Need it. You know what? And ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ആഗ്രഹം എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാല് to give out my negative energy. I need to show how evil I am. Because only it is a moment where I can be true to myself. I can be authentic to myself. If I'm losing myself, if I'm saying that I'm a good person, I'm a righteous person, the one and only responsibility I would be having is to keep that thing. I need to protect that thing. I don't need to protect that. I don't, because to protect that thing, you need to put that fake face mask. I don't need to wear that so that what I am, let the people see how forward I am, how fucking stupid I am, how fucking idiot I am, but still it is me, it is I am. It is also in the Bible, I am. Before Abraham was I am, the authentic self, the you, as you, your negativity, it doesn't matter, your positive things, don't suppress it, let everything be out. You lack that courage, you lack that confidence to be yourself. That is a reason you fail to be a Christian. You can't say that, oh, brother. Even in the cases, when I look at you and just bringing up with a lot of ideas to your fucking ears, just listening motherfucking shit. So why did Shiva actually cut Ganesha's, his son's, his child's head off? Because it actually defines, like, if you search more deeper about it, you could see that it is a dissolution of ego. Ganesha is a mythical figure who actually shows it is simply it is a symbol of dissolution of ego. You could search in the internet or the chat GPT to actually understand the esoteric meaning of such act. It is a transformation from buddhi to vivek. That's what I'm saying. You literally need to identify yourself, the deep, darkest layers of yourself to actually find who you are. The only thing that you would always do is to hide your negativities as long as possible. Even if you are a married person, or if you are a person who is about to get promoted, or if you are a person who is a sound engineer, it doesn't matter. You try to show up a brighter picture of yourself, but you are not. Most of the people say that it's a kind of a manifestation that you need to do. If you keep a brighter picture of yourself, you will definitely turn into a brighter picture. But before manifestation too, if you fake yourself inside, the brain would literally dictate that what you are trying to hide, so it can actually give out what you are. But if you are true to yourself, you understand your flaws, and still you try to manifest it, is that sad moment your brain would try, literally try to capture that. Now your mind's open. Now your mind is fresh. You are not suppressing anger. You are not suppressing your ego. You are not suppressing your jealousy. It's open. You have integrated your consciousness and unconsciousness together. So what happens when it's so fresh, when it's open, when there is nothing left in your unconscious side? And now the manifestation works. Bitch. Woman does have a brain of a lizard, bro. Why the fuck you're saying it right now? Because it's just my mind is just randomly wandering around these thoughts, and everything's such a fucking misogynistic thoughts that I'm having. So I'll just keep talking what the fuck I want to speak, because the only one who can actually defend your own ideas and thoughts are yourself. So why you are stopping it? Because when I keep talking like this, people are gonna call me so fucking asylum, psychotic, neurovascular error, nigga. People would call me a mental patient. So you're suppressing yourself, your thoughts, just for that save. Just for it to save from that game, you suppress yourself. So what happens? It's deep inside your heart. It's gonna turn into a beast, a monster. And there will be situations where your consciousness would be out of and you can handle it with conscious energy. The unconscious side activates. That is the reason most rape happen. Why? Because they have a suppressed lustful feeling which is in their shadow. It has, after a long time of not putting it out, not integrating it, it's gonna turn into a fucking monster. And when you're traveling in a so when you're traveling or you see a woman standing lonely, standing alone, now your unconscious start to. So that lust have turned into a monster. That person literally show the vigorous, vulgar type of characteristics when no one is watching. Shadow only comes out when no one is watching, because it is getting into shadow side because they never wanted to go outside even when everyone is watching. It would only come out when he's lonely. The villain side only comes out when he is lonely. That is the shadow side. Unlike Kratos have that destructive, aggressive behavior as his conscious side. As his conscious side, the Kratos, the first, before he's becoming a father, right? The Kratos is a destructive energy that whatever happens, the first thing that would come is aggression, the destruction. He would literally want to smash everything that he sees around, right? So, but when you have turned into a father, the second part of Kratos, the second reincarnation of Kratos, he understood his mistakes. So his conscious side was the destructive side, and his shadow side was a calm gentleman or a calm, mature person. When he became a father, he integrated his shadow side so that he became so much matured, masculine, like a, could call it as a Marcus Decimus Aurelius in from Gladiator. Let's see his video, right? Maximus Decimus. Oh, his name. Okay, my mistake. His name is Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Why doesn't the hero reveal himself and tell us all your real name? You do have a name.
My name is Gladiator.
Yo, calm. He is the true warrior. That is a literal warrior energy that you never give. Your emotions won't be outraged just for a moment. He would only outrage his emotions only the moment which demands outrage. Real warrior. He's so disciplined within himself. His emotions would be subtle. His emotions is completely controlled under his mind.
How dare you show your back to me? Slave! You will remove your helmet and tell me your name.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true emperor, Marcus Aurelius.
And Marcus Aurelius, he is also the rich, literally righteous masculine character, a subtle, calm, king archetype masculine character. It is literally seen in Marcus Aurelius. And Maximus Decimus, what is Maximus Decimus Meridius? He have that warrior archetype. Both of them are different archetype, but matured masculine one.
Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance.
He literally wants to outrage like his emotions. He literally need to throw that shit out, but he stays calm. Even his emotions are outraging. He controls it. Avatar, that child who controls the wind, he controls his emotion. I was, I was enough of my vengeance. He could literally speak like, I fucking have my vengeance. He's not a warrior energy, but he's so subtle. He learned to control his emotions. He would say, I'll have my vengeance. That's enough.
In this life or the next.
Why doesn't the hero reveal himself and tell us all your real name?
Woman's brain is actually fucked. I'm coming back to that one. It's a lizard brain, bro. You really want an answer for that? You could literally, if you see a woman, you just suddenly stop her and just ask, give some like multiple choice questions, and the first thing she would be like, I don't know, but I think that would be the one how women say, because they don't have the ability to take decisions. You would be coming on and throwing all the shit at me, but I'm telling the truth. Like, they won't have that intellectual side to decide, because the decision, all these type of things comes under the masculinity. They are the one who decides. They are the one who take actions. But women are mentally, we have that different perspectives working at the same time. So when you ask a multiple choice question, what happens is she's gonna think from the A side, she's gonna think from the B side, she's gonna think from the C side, she's gonna think from the D side, and everything seems okay. Now her idiot brain gets so fucking damaged, like -1 HB, -1 HB, and she will be like, I don't know, but when you ask like, you need a fat bitch or you need an ugly bitch? No, that would be so easy question. I like, would you choose a woman with a good boobies, or would you choose a woman with good ass, or would you choose a woman with good boobies and ass? And I would definitely come and say I would definitely choose a woman with good ass, because I don't want to think multiple times. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know myself what the fuck I am. So the decisions come so straight like an arrow. That is what the masculine thing must be, and how the feminine is. They will just bring all these things together. she will give that nourishment to that thing. And masculinity is gonna provide the sources, and feminine thing is to nourish the sources. Man gives the sperm, he provides the source, and the sperm gets in the baby. Now the mother nourishes the source. I hope you get that fucking shit I'm trying to convey. This was a good life, right? I'll come ഇനി കുറച്ചും കൂടെ നന്നായിട്ട് ഇനി കുറച്ചുകൂടെ മലയാളമൊക്കെ ഇൻക്ലൂഡ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് സംസാരിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. But definitely I will choose English because English is one of my best thing that it's so easy for me to convey these things. Other than that, if I choose myself Malayalam, I'll stuck somewhere. But if I start using English and Malayalam, it would be much more easier for me to convey. But mm, I specifically don't choose Malayalam. Is the reason is that the audience that I talk to. That's the one point, and another point is I don't know how to talk in Malayalam. Maybe that would be first important. Like when I try to convey it in Malayalam, sometimes I feel like the people are not having that impact in the way that I wanted to convey. Or else I feel like it's a low quality. If I'm talking in English, it would be high class, high quality way that I'm conveying this. So even if I talk about the spirituality, they would never see me as a Shilium person. But when I convey it in Malayalam, it becomes so focused, I could get pinned down to a particular point. That is the difference. And I feel a kind of discomfort in trying to always convey it in Malayalam. English, much best. And the most important thing is that is how I grow up. City class only, in class only. You get in your textbook, your notebook, the teacher would tell you to speak in English, talk in English, write in English. And when you get into the college era, you usually mostly use Malayalam with your friends, but when you study, when you write exams, when you do the seminar, when you conduct all the fucking things, you use English. And now coming into the smartphone era, English, motherfucker. So why the fuck I need to use Malayalam to you all the time, but there's a specific source that I can use to convey my voice to audiences who can actually understand English, and I could grasp a lot more audience rather than a particular specific audience, because this wisdom that I'm trying to convey is not just for a particular audience but for an entire world. But I think German people won't understand because they usually use Germans more. Italians use more of their own home mother tongue language more than English, but still there few people understand English more than Malayalam. I hope this is the end of it. I'll come up with much more beautiful contents. Look, I will not know. And I was a smoker, by the way. I used to smoke a lot. I used to smoke a lot. Yeah. Video is not fucking loading. Oh, God. Fuck that shit. Fuck my ass. But I always have that intention on stopping smoking all the time. I need to stop it. I need to stop it. I need to stop it. But I couldn't stop it. I was fucking addicted to cigarettes. I would literally smoke at least like 10 to 12 cigarettes every day. That was the work I was doing. I was in a street food restaurant. I used to make Alfredo, Bolognese, Milanese sausage. That was a great days, but I smoked a lot. I used to smoke fucking lot. I used to smoke a lot of cigarettes and I know that I couldn't stop it. So suddenly what happened was I was doing the wrestling with my sparring. I broke my fucking ligament ACL tear and I was thrown into the home rest. And the only one person who literally gave me the whole support and love was my mother. No anyone, not anyone, not even my friends was just looking at me. The friends would literally call, how are you? How are you? And they would come and see me. That's it. But when my mother, she literally gave, that is the moment, that is a true moment. That is a 24 years of age. And that was the exact true moment I realized how authentic the love of mother is. Even if you don't give her nothing, she had that sacrificial love. She will literally give up her life to save you. That is how powerful the love of mother is. And I will literally say the most authentic love that you could see in this earth is not father's love, no, not your friend's love, not your family love, but the mother's love. That is the most important love that you could ever receive in this earth. Most authentic love closest to the God's Jesus Christ love. Yeah. So I hope this is the end of it. Hope you have a great day. And so what happened was when my mother was, I forgot to say, speak right now, when my mother was actually giving all this type of support, nourishment, love, I couldn't smoke. I didn't even have it. I would literally have the craving to smoke at the first few weeks, but I didn't smoke because her love was over anything. This is my addiction, and her love was beyond that, which led me force myself to not to smoke. Yeah, so that's it for